I said I would talk about the means and the purpose of GAN's techniques. I talked about the means a lot, which is, in a nutshell, don't forget that first and foremost he worked on paper. Plenty of the problems that he ran into simply don't exist today. So I have talked about the means, the tools of his analysis, but I haven't talked about the purpose. It's for an obvious reason. If you have found these lessons, it means we already have the same goal. We want to put our analysis onto a chart before the price movement reaches the future areas. If we miss this goal, it doesn't matter how brilliant our analysis looks. So the real value to take away from these lessons is simple. It is not the tools which are important, it is the concept. What is the concept we have agreed on in these lessons? GAN's techniques are based on numbers and their regularities. Never forget that the chart itself is also just a tool which helps us to identify these regularities, which is just a word for something that is not a rule but occurs often enough. And it makes no difference whether this tool, the chart, is based on paper or screen. The chart helps us visualize those regularities. So to wrap it up on a personal note, depending on the reactions or encouragement I'll get after I publish these short lessons, I have other things planned for the future. But I had to start with the very basics to make sure we are all on the same page regarding what a chart is. Because in my experience, most people take it for granted, and that is where they get mixed up, not understanding the technical difficulties of a paper-based chart. And they end up creating issues on the screen which should not even be there in the first place. The whole discussion about scaling is nothing but such an issue. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect anybody to agree with me. If you take away one thing from these lessons, it should be focus on the purpose and use your tools as they are intended. Whatever the case is, I thank you for your time, and I'll speak to you in another string of lessons in the future.